Good morning, everyone. It's Deanna from Gardens Glory, Zone 6A, and I am going to do my late August garden tour. And the thing I'm most excited about up front is this raspberry cream gomphrena. This is 2 plants. Isn't that amazing? 2 plants. And my beautiful blood good Japanese maple looking amazing. So I did cut back the petunias. I had the bubblegum and I had the silverberry, but I wanted to show you this. So they're coming back. I don't know if they're going to make a great comeback or not, but they are coming back. But look at this. I have never had anything eat my spike. I don't know what in the world, but that one obviously is not going to go back inside. But anyway, hopefully this will fill back in. The Pinky Winky hydrangea is just looking amazing. Look at the color on that. And then my Morning Light miscanthus, humongous. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of getting to a point where things are looking tired. And I'm kind of starting to feel tired. So you know how it is at the end of the season. But one thing that is just coming along beautifully, this side bed is still looking really pretty, I feel like. But look at how gorgeous this is going to be. So the front one is completely full. So I wanted to get out here and show you now. But I think what I'll do is after this filled out, I will come back and just do a follow-up real quick. So my hibiscus are pretty much done. This one's trying to start a new bud right there. Actually, is that a bud or a seed pod? Might be a seed pod. But anyway, I feel like things are still looking decent, but definitely getting tired. But look at this. This is the Autumn Clematis. Sweet Autumn Clematis. And it is just full of buds. So I just can't wait for you to see the front. You will be shocked. All right, so this hibiscus, which is, I think this one is the evening one, evening rose, is still trying to put on some. So let's go this way, and there's Pistol. Say hi, Pistol. Pistol. Hey, buddy. So you guys, I did go back and add a another honeysuckle to this. Oh, I'm sorry, not honeysuckle. Let me show you what it is, actually. It is a, here we go, Amethyst Falls Wisteria. Look at the bloom on that. So I did go back and find another one. So the Blue Arrow junipers look like they're taking to their home well. I think that once I get some, annuals in here next year, I just think this is going to be glorious, especially when that gets up over the trellis and starts blooming. So I think this is going to be a really good change that I'm happy about. All right, so let's do our over the garden gate. There we go. It is absolutely glorious this morning. It's probably 70 degrees and like no humidity, which we haven't had in so long. This just feels so good. So let's go in and see how things are looking. So on this side of the fence, my impatiens have really done super well under this, oh, why do I get stuck on these things? Under my, oh, I'll think of it in just a second. But anyways, under this bush here, I have gotten this coleus, which I grew from seed, and then these beautiful impatiens, which I bought. But look at this. My old-fashioned purple phlox is doing good. This is the only place in my garden where it doesn't get like tons of mildew and everything and then like crisp up and just go away. So Anyway, that's what this side is looking like. Let's look at this side. Now, what I wanted to show you is I've been telling you about this lilac and how terrible it does. Well, this is what I'm talking about. See, it just turns completely brown and everything, like if you look down here, just full of dead leaves. So lilac's probably going to come out fairly soon. And then what I'll do is next year I will put in, or maybe even this fall, I will put in another one of the royal purple smoke bush. That's what I was trying to think of. So we'll put another royal purple smoke bush on this side. Then when you look from that side and you see that matching on either side, I think it's going to look really pretty. All right, so my 1-year plant of the Helen Bonstein lamb's ear, looking amazing. Look at how huge that is. And then my geraniums that I grew from seed are still doing pretty well. They have struggled a little, but it looks like they're coming back. I did fertilize them, and I feel like they're starting to lose that sclerosis look, but they're still looking nice. So I thought that these, this is the smaller baby Joe Pye weed. I thought they would stay up on their own, but they have kind of flopped. So I will know that for next year. So let's go back and actually get you a long shot this way. Look at that, you guys. Look at the way the sun is shining on that. And I think if we had the smoke bush right there instead of a dead big bush, would look really pretty. Look how pretty this looks. And look at the way it's just moving and it flutters in the wind. Isn't that so pretty? So can you imagine those touching on either side? It's gonna be great. So anyway, this is I think a really pretty picture still. This coleus, which I wish I knew the name. Let me see if there's a tag in there. There is. Okay, hold on. I'll tell you the tag here. If I can get it stuck in there really good. It is called Torchlight. This coleus has just done really beautifully. So one thing I know I'm not going to do next year, and I am going to do a video on the seeds I'm going to grow and the seeds I won't grow. I'm not going to do the Scomfrena in white. I don't love it. I don't know. It just seems kind of bland to me. And it's grown very straight up instead of like the raspberry cream Gomphrena just kind of grows in like a big bush. This just keeps tending to want to grow straight up. If we look this direction, still a very fairly nice vista, I would say. I do have, I put this in new. This was called the Rockin' Round sedum, and it's supposed to be more of like a perfect ball mound. It's not quite doing that, so I'm hoping next year it will do that more. I did move one of my really pretty pink, I'm not sure the variety, dahlia in right here, and it is getting ready to bloom. It's got a few buds there, so that'll look really pretty and fill this out a little bit more. Now I did put a hydrangea in there that I wanted to really fill out and give me a lot of pink blooms, but I'm realizing now, it's called Forever Pink. I'm realizing now that it is the type that grows on old wood. And so I think what's happened is it had buds, and then the buds died over the winter. So I'm thinking that that may come out, and I may put a panicle hydrangea in there that grows on new wood, so I don't have to worry about things dying over the winter. And look at this, you guys. My beautiful blue arrow juniper has gotten above the fence. So eventually that's gonna build up a little bit, thicken up, get taller, block the trampoline, which will be nice. But anyway, I really am enjoying this area. And then also this, gotta mention this. So this, I believe, had spider mites. I've had terrible spider mite trouble, but it's still going to town. And this is the blue mink ageratum, I believe. I had a couple different ones and I saved seed. Not exactly sure which one, but I'm pretty sure it was the blue mink variety. And this coleus is a ridiculous coleus, and this one is I believe, a wasabi coleus. This is looking a little scrappy because my pot fell over and broke, and so it's losing water. These two containers full of this impatient, it's called, I think, lipstick coral maybe. But I mean, man, these have just been amazing. They definitely do better in potting soil than they do in the ground, but I have been super impressed and definitely repeating them. I mean, I have one back in there, I have one right there. Now, one thing I really was excited to show you on this tour are these hosta blooms. You guys, I have never seen anything so humongous. Look at this bloom for a hosta. It's like a humongous trumpet. Like, I could see them from the window and I was like, what in the world? But look how pretty this view is right here. I love that. I'm not a huge hosta flower fan, but those are nice. I'm really loving it. I got more of the ageratum down there. Now this guy, I want to ask you guys, so this is I finally figured out the order you say it in, is vanilla strawberry. And it has just been super wilty. So I want you to, and it's browning out some. Tell me, if you have one of those, do you have to like supplemental water it often? All right, so the exciting part on this part, which to me is not looking all that great right now, but the exciting part is that our golden smoke bush has gotten above the fence, our royal purple way above the fence, our lavender chiffon rose of Sharon almost to the fence, and our royal purple and our golden. So if you look at it down this way, it's not a bad view, but I think once everything gets a little bit bigger, like next year, if that Rose of Sharon gets bigger and fills that in better, I think that's gonna look really, really nice. Okay, now let's go ahead and start at the new bed. This bed was made this spring. You can see there's a lot of dirt still. I have a lot of things in containers on the left. And this is kind of like the little entryway. For those of you who haven't been around, this is my husband's mom's swing. They spent a lot of time on this swing together. And so he is going to be building an arbor that's going to be pretty tall and it'll hold the swing. We are going to have to cut some of these lower branches so that there's room for it. But anyway, once we get the arbor in, then I'm going to plant around the arbor. But for right now, I'm just kind of holding off because I don't want to put things in and then have to remove them. So when we moved the things that were right outside the gate, the hostas and things that were up there, we moved them to here. And so now it already is starting to look like a real garden that you can meander through, and I'm really, really liking how this looks. And I can just imagine like next year putting those impatiens on this side, and it's just going to look so good. And one thing I've been really trying to do with this garden is add more height, because I think that is what it's missing. I've put things in like an Annabelle hydrangea. I put an Empress Wu hosta in. I had elderberries. That one died. I had one over there. That one died. This is just not great soil, even though, you know, we've mulched this thing for 20 some years. This tree just sucks up everything, I guess. And then in the back, I put in a bottle brush buckeye. It's supposed to fill in the entire area back there, and it's just not really doing much. That's a second year, so we'll see. Again, the pots with the impatiens looking so pretty. And those two pots that have the begonias in them with the spider plant, I actually bought those last year and overwintered them. And it's so nice to not have to spend more money. Okay, so let's look this way. I love how this has filled in right here. Almost completely filled in around that little fountain. Not fountain, but little bird bath. Very pretty. Next year I want to make sure I get that completely filled in. So the walk to the gate is looking a little bleh, but you know, it's very late in the season. Things have fallen over. We've had a lot of storms. So for that, you know, with all the stuff that's gone on, oh, I just saw something. For all the stuff that's gone on, it doesn't look terrible, but look at this. I just saw something, you guys. Look at this. Oh, that is awesome. Look at this little stick. I bought this little stick off some guy. And look, that is so cute. Oh, I'm so happy about that. All right, so let's go back this way. I am going to be moving some of the Black-Eyed Susan to other areas so that, like, so you see how I have some up here now, some in the middle, and some in the back. So I'm going to move some over to here and some more to the back, so that that'll just be kind of like a continuous Black-Eyed Susan. Now over here is kind of my little area where I just did everything in grow bags. These are my dahlias and my lisianthus. And let me tell you, this has just been so fun to me. Unfortunately, some of them did blow over, but you'll have that. But look at that. Look at that lisianthus. Look at this beautiful dahlia starting to grow. Look at that. That is just glorious. I don't have a whole lot in bloom right now, because I did cut some for my church, was having a project and needed fresh flowers. So I did cut them for them. So the next time I do my tour, this should be way filled out. And let's look at this pot real quick. Look how nice the mahogany splendor hibiscus is looking. That looks so nice. See if we got anything else over here. So this all fell in the storm. I'm just letting it kind of grow up now this way and see how it's getting ready to bloom. So I'm just going to let it do its thing that way. Once it falls like that, there's not a lot you can do. This is the Rise Up Amberness Rose. I am loving this. It's really done a great job of blooming and taking care of itself, even though the rabbit has been working on it. All right, let's get a long shot here. There's the shade bed. Look at that spinner. I bought that spinner off Facebook Marketplace. Isn't that so pretty? I love it there. So this thing, I've never explained this. Maybe I'll make sure I take the time to do something with this next year. But this actually, I had fabric in there and I grew plants in it. The problem was, at that time, I grew ones that were more sunny. So like we turned this into a planter. And it was really neat, but it didn't work out well because there was too much sun, or not enough sun for the plant. So next year what I'll do is let's put those pink impatiens in here, and oh my goodness, that would look amazing. Oh, I'm excited about that idea. All right, let's look back this way. This lavender chiffon is just so pretty too. There is a pot on the front porch that I want to show you because I did it in a video and it's doing exceptionally well. So I want you to see how it's looking. Let me know in the comments if you get to the end of the season or just kind of like, okay, I'm about done. I know I feel like I'm done watering. I don't know how people who like garden year round, I don't know that I would like that, because that winter, even though it feels so long and So just like kind of depressing. At the end though, it's just so exciting to get back out here and, you know, start new projects and make changes and just make it look pretty all over new again. All right, let's go over and look at the pot up on the deck. So before I do that, I wanted to show you something. So this area has been covered up by my gorgeous Crimson King maple. And so everything that I had that was there is sun and is not happy now. So I think what I've decided I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything out of here, and I have 2 hydrangeas that are up front that are getting even less sun and they did nothing. I think I'm going to move them here and see how they do. And I think we're also going to limb up this tree a little bit because my husband said he's sick of walking into it. I do want to show you one thing. This area, I know I've said before, not loving it. I am going to actually make a design plan, but I just wanted to show you this. This is a, I think it's something snow on the mountain euphorbia, but it's an annual and it gets humongous. That's one annual. And I actually saw one on another channel, and it was like 3 times the size of this. But look at that, isn't that pretty for one seed? And then another thing I really want to show you that I am going to repeat next year is I'm in love with this, I think it's called Senorita Rosalita Cleome. I'm going to get a bunch of these next year. It turns into like a shrub. I love it. All right, let's go this way. The dichondra is doing great. Cut this back, not looking great, but let's go up here and look at this pot, you guys. Remember, maybe I'll try to put a picture up of how tiny everything was when I planted it. This is Rocking Blue Suede Shoes, salvia, and then I got this vinca that was just growing wild out in the garden. I got some of my own coleus that I did from seed. I got some more raspberry cream gomphrena and another hibiscus. Isn't this just looking, let me stand back, not looking pretty? I just wanted to share that with you. All right, now we're gonna go to the front. I cannot wait to show you what the Sweet Autumn Clematis looks like up front. All right, so the first thing I want to start out by talking about up here is that I have a monarch up here, which is so exciting. I don't hardly get butterflies. I only get the little moths that leave caterpillars that eat all my stuff. Anyway, so we're going to start up here. So these impatiens, I don't understand why are not doing well. I don't know if it's because this maple again like sucks all the water, but I may have to come up with a different plan for that because that's just not really looking all that great. The pots have done really well though. I wanted to talk about this. So I expanded this bed last year, and you probably always notice when I do this that there's a lot of empty space. So next year I would like to get some interesting shade plants to fill in this bed. Again, this bed is hard because of all the roots, but you can see, I mean, the hostas are doing okay. But I think I'm going to try some hostas, like really huge ones, really little ones, and some ferns, I think, and just try to make this backside look a little more interesting. And we still need to get a few more rocks and get this lined up. So anyway, but yeah, the pots have done really great. So are you guys ready for the excitement of this beautiful Sweet Autumn Clematis that I trained up our Christmas lights and my husband didn't take down? Here we go. Well, I sure hope that you can see in this light how absolutely gorgeous this thing is. And I love, look at this. It has gone over my mom's trellis. It's gone across the garage, which my husband hasn't loved because of the bees. But look at this. It went all the way to the top by hanging on to the Christmas lights, and I just wanted to get out here and show you this before, you know, we get some big storm or something and the whole thing falls off, which has happened before. So let me see if I can get back here again and get in the shade so I can see what I'm doing. So look at that. If this isn't showing up well, I'll come out here and do it when it's cloudier. But this thing is just at its perfect peak. It's so pretty. Now I know there's been some discussion about how this can be invasive, but I will tell you that I really only get about 5 little babies pop up from it. So it's still for sale and it's not illegal. So I'm going with it. But is that not just beautiful? Look at that corner right there. Wow. Now something up on the porch I want to show you, so I'm going to go on up there. You're probably thinking, oh, you're showing us your mess, thanks. No, what I wanted to show you is I had to pull out, I noticed out the window that there were coleus that were just totally flopped over, and I thought, what in the world is going on? Well, if you've never seen scale before, I want to show you what scale looks like. So I already pulled out the plants that were in here, but I believe there's some on this one. See how this is wilted? So now let's look on here and see. Okay. You see those black, hard black shell looking things? Those are bugs. And those bugs, if you can get it, if I can get in here. Hold on. Trying to get a hold of a good shot for you. Well, anyway, those black things, there we go, are all bugs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that stem off and see if I can get rid of it. This one's also wilty, so I'm gonna come in here and look for scale on it too. So anyway, I have had thrips, scale, aphids, what was the other thing? Spider mites. I'm getting all the bugs. But I wanted to show you that. But then this is what I really wanted to show you. Look at I'm gonna step back. Look at my coleus tree. Isn't that just beautiful? I tell you what, that thing is making me happy. That stem is huge. Look at the stem on it. This is probably in its, I think, 3rd year that I've overwintered this. And it had thrips really bad and looked terrible. And I cut it back to nothing, and that's what it has bounced back to. So I'm really thrilled with that. All right, let's back up this way. Oh, those are the 2 hydrangeas down there, and I'm pretty sure they're tiny quick fires, and they didn't bloom at all. Now here is one, same thing, it bloomed because it gets more sun. So I'm thinking those 2 are probably not going to do anything and need to be moved to the back where I showed you. All right, so let's just look at this strip and then we'll be done. All right. Oh, I didn't show you that part. Look, I got it to go up that one too. Doesn't that look really pretty? It kind of ties it together. I was hoping it would go all the way across, but it didn't do it. Look how far it got over here. But anyway, I still think that is so pretty. And that is what this garden is looking like. And you can see that I put geraniums in the sun side, and I put the impatiens on the not sunny side. But these impatiens are doing so much better than under that other tree. So I think it's got to be the tree. And this is the first year that these coleus on the bench have not been totally destroyed over and over by a ground squirrel. Don't those look so cute? My stepson brought me home that bench from the dump. Let's go over here real quick and just look at the veggie garden. So these pots were not getting watered, and so basically they were not doing very well, so I cut them back and now they're doing better. But look at this. We took out all the potatoes, we took out all the onions, and now I have down here, I have a pepper that my neighbor gave me, and I have one of my peppers starting to turn red. Pretty exciting. All right, you guys, let me just go this way and give you some nice closing shots. Wow, look at that right there. I love that look right there. That's so pretty. Gotta get those rocks in a line though. I'm gonna do it, I promise. It's just one of those things that I think it's gonna have to be a spring chore because I'm just kind of pooped out and the wedding is in 2 weeks, so I'm saving my energy. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour. I am really thrilled that I got to share this with you, and I just want to say I really appreciate all of you guys that are there and watching these videos and commenting and, you know, liking them, because it does make a difference for how your videos get out when people comment and like them. So I'm really thankful. I mean, I have some people that I now count as my friends because they, you know, comment on every single one, and I feel like I know them. So thank you so much for being there. And I'm probably going to be taking a couple-week break now because of my daughter's wedding, and then my dad is having hip replacement surgery. So if you don't see me for a few weeks, don't fret. God willing, I'll be back. But I just wanted to get this on the books for you guys before all that stuff starts out. All right, I will see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye for now.